Division II and only 1-15 overall.
Well, yes, and it's flower night here, Steve. They had a big ceremony before the game for all the players and the cheerleaders, and there's a big, loud crowd here for Iroquois.
And the seniors tonight.
And the seniors tonight, all their parents are here.
And they're heckling us.
And they're heckling us.
And they're heckling us in the crowd. But on to the game.
Yes. Well, Lakeshore is somewhat concerned about this crowd. They know it's the last home game of the season. They know that Iroquois wants to win one against a league team here, and so they're looking for a tough game, even though they have a much better record and on paper, as you said, a much better team.
Yeah, we're hoping this game isn't a blowout too early. We were watching the teams warm up. Lakeshore, a very, very big team. Iroquois, they have to stop Tom Kite. They have to stop Bill Evans. Coach Archie O'Brien told me before the game those two players are keys to Lakeshore's inside game. In fact, he said on paper Lakeshore is the best team in Division II. He also said they must limit the turnovers against Lakeshore's press. Lakeshore likes to press them. They can't turn the ball over. That's simple when you're the underdog. Their captain is Greg Buckhart, and to make matters worse, Buckhart is taken ill, didn't play Monday night in their loss to Maryvale. The biggest single thing that he's had problems with all year has been at the free throw line. The Iroquois Chiefs shoot only 48%. He calls that a turnover because when the rebound gets pulled down, it's fast break baskets at the other end.
Well, that's true. Getting those free throws down is important. On the other side, Lakeshore, coached by Jim Emerson, they're going to come out and they're going to press, as you said. That's their game. They press the whole game just about. And they look to cripple the other team by running off 6 or 8 points, scored off the press, the fast break created by it. When they get down inside, they go to Tom Kate and Mike Falk. They're two big men underneath. And as we already mentioned, they have a big height advantage, so we can look for those guys to do some damage underneath.
Well, Iroquois, one last chance to post a league victory in their home finale. Lakeshore trying to close in on a playoff bid. Stay with us. We'll be back with the opening tip-off in a moment. You're watching high school basketball on Jones Intercable.
Rural America, where people pulling together is a part of everyday life. It's a part of Jack and Diane's lives. They're volunteer emergency care providers. On call 24 hours a day, they respond at a moment's notice to provide care at the scene. Much of our nation is served by people like Jack and Diane. They're people who've made a commitment. EMS, we're people who care. This message brought to you by your state EMS office.
Welcome back to the
which one are you?
Gym in Elma, New York.
Thank you.
The Iroquois
Pat?
Chiefs and Lakeshore Eagles getting ready to tip it off.
We don't have any commercials.
And we're checking with the officials. Thank you. That's official Pat Keene making sure that our commercials are taken care of. He must have been an advertising person in another life. And I remember last time we were here when the Chiefs took on Amherst. It's a nice gym, it's a small gym, and a very noisy gym, and they have the largest cheerleading squad in the, I bet, in Division II or in ECIC period. You saw some of the cheerleaders sneaking onto the screen. As we get ready to tap it away, Lakeshore controls. Will run down the starting lineups in just a minute as we're in the opening minute of play. Bill Evans gets the ball to Mike Falk. There's two Bill Evanses on the Lakeshore team. One of them starts. Luckily, they both don't start. No relation. This Bill Evans, number 53, a 6'1", 180-pound guard. He's a junior. Lakeshore with the ball quickly. Tom Kate, 33. Matt Emerson, 23, are at the forwards. Mike Falk's the center. He's number 41. Brian Thornton, 45. And Bill Evans, 53, are the guards. Off the miss, the Iroquois Chiefs bring it back down. You're looking at Greg Buckhart, the captain. Number 10, he's a senior. Tom Kate, check that Fegis. Tom Fegis from three-point range, misses the shot. Lakeshore with the rebound. Buckhart is at guard with Gordon Gaddy, number 14. Fegis, number 22. Tim Forrest, number 30, are the forwards. Ted Warnowitz, number 42, starts at center.
Well, we saw already Lakeshore crashing the boards at both ends. I think their height advantage is going to play a big role in this game.
Seems like they have a couple of inches at every single position. Jump shot, good. That's number 33, Tom Kite. That's one of the men that Archie O'Brien, the coach of Iroquois, is very worried about. And there's the pressure already. And Kite with the steal. They lose it back. Forrest to Gordon Gaddy to Buckhart. But there was that press showing itself already.
Right, we expect to see that the whole game. They drop back into a 2-3 zone, apparently. No, it's a 1-2-2 zone.
Buckhart off the rim. They're going to have to shoot well. Bill Evans, number 53, leading the break. Dishes the ball to Kate, back to Evans, jump shot, looked a little hard, rebound goes in, that's number 41, Mike Falk, the center, 6'4", 200-pound senior. Buckhart breaks the pressure, has it knocked away off a leg, gets it back, he's going to take it to the hole, no good, rebound Falk, outlet to Evans, one-on-one all the way.
Oh, he called that offensive.
Disallowed the basket, but a wonderful setup there by Lakeshore. Beautiful play.
Right, they got out on the break real well off the rebound. They look like they're confident they're going to get that rebound, and they're breaking right away. And Forrest got in and got the foul. Looked to me like his feet were still moving, but I'm not the ref.
The referees called it on Evans. Falk with a block, rebound off the glass, no good. Kite with the rebound. Matt Emerson to Evans. Evans again to the hoop, off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound. And Lakeshore has opened up a 6-0 lead. 5 minutes, 27 seconds and counting. First quarter. Steve Kachia, Glenn Locke with you tonight on Jones Intercable. Here come the Chiefs. They go off the glass and they get their first bucket. Ted Warnowitz, nice hustle by Tom Feges, led to that basket on senior night. The toilet tissue comes out of the stands.
That looks like Charmin to me, Steve. What do you think?
It was pretty soft on the bounce. It could have been.
Quickly in the early going here, we're seeing Lakeshore coming out using their size and their press. I don't think Iroquois can see over that press to find an open man. They're going to have a problem with that. They're going to have to move the ball quickly from side to side to get past it.
Referee Pat Kane called a timeout to clear the floor. The PA announcer said if debris remained or kept coming out on the floor, I should say, they could call a technical on Iroquois.
Well, it looks
always
like
pranks on senior
looks
night.
like they're out of tissues. So.
Evans, nice move, puts it up, and he's fouled by Tom Feges.
Again, we're seeing Lakeshore come down low and use their size under the basket. I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight.
You see referee Pat Kane on your screen.
The advertising salesman.
Bill Evans at the line, 6'1", 180-pound junior. Banks it off the rim. Lakeshore across the front. Kate a forward, 6'2". Falk the center, 6'4". Evans a guard, 6'1". Matt Emerson brought up from the JV, the coach's son, 6'2". And Brian Thornton, the other guard, 6'1". I mean, that's just
a big team.
Big team is right. Falk off the kick, and here comes Evans on a breakaway.
Strong move to the hoop by Evans.
We saw Lakeshore dunking the ball in warm-ups. Pat Kane whistles it down. Now, when you look on the Iroquois side, the tallest player, Ted Woronowitz, the center, is 6'1", the height of the shortest Lakeshore starter. Feges and Forrest go 6 foot. The two guards, Buckhart and Gaddy, both 5'8".
I'm interested in what Kane has called here.
They gave the ball back to Lakeshore. Drive is a little short.
Coach Archie O'Brien is still fuming over there about something.
Forrest to Feges from 3. Goes off the rim. Matt Emerson pulls down the rebound to Bill Evans. Evans throws it through to Kate. Nice pass. He put it right through everybody, but Kate walked.
Kate made a great catch on that deflected pass. Showed good hands for a big man.
The Chiefs call a timeout. 4 minutes, 5 seconds to go. 9-2. Lakeshore Eagles in command.
Well, Iroquois got to be discussing a way to break this press. They've got to get the ball up court and under control so that they can get their offense working.
Archie O'Brien very concerned about that press at the top of the telecast. As he told me last time we were in here, he fears his team running out of gas in the fourth quarter.
Well, they're going to be run to death here, and if Lakeshore can stay fresh, if Jim Emerson can move his men in and out, he's got a couple of quick subs on the bench that he brings into press, and they're going to really wreak havoc on Iroquois all night.
Well, as good as Lakeshore is, the future may seem a little brighter for Iroquois. Lakeshore did win the JV game, but it was only 45-41.
Yes, it was a fine game beforehand. Very close. Down there, taking the foul at the end of the game, and all those things you see on big-time college basketball. Didn't work for them, but it was a good game.
Iroquois' only victory this year came over Silver Creek in a pre-Christmas tournament down in Fredonia. What we have to watch is the free throw shooting of the Chiefs. Again, Archie O'Brien, we said at the top of the telecast, 48% they shoot from the free throw line, and that it just won't do.
Now, whichever way the ball goes, that man covering in the inbound is going to come up.
Buckhart trying to break the press. Kate got a hand in there, and they may call him for reaching in.
Well, apparently Iroquois is going to try and go down court a little bit past that first line of the press to keep the man covering the inbound pass from trapping the man in the corner.
Steal by Lakeshore. All the way to the hoop, Thornton, and he's fouled.
It was Buckhart, I believe. Going to be a lot of pressure on Buckhart tonight. He's their captain, their point guard, and he's going to have green shirts all over him all night.
Senior in his last home game, unfortunately, he hasn't been feeling well. Tough way to go. Now, here's a guy coming into the game right now that the coach told me could be a key to the game. Interesting, his third game up on the varsity, Mike Donovan. He wears number 12. He's 5'8", 160 pounds, only a freshman. They're trying to get him started early, get him a little experience this year, and he should be their leader in the future.
Well, and when you're 1-15, you might as well bring up a freshman and let him play a little bit and learn. Crowd is shushing us. I don't know if they want us to be quiet or everyone else.
Remember to join us Saturday night. We'll be back with you, West Seneca East and Lancaster from the Lancaster Indians gym. And Thornton sinks a pair, and it's 11-2 Lakeshore. 3 minutes, 48 seconds to go, first quarter. The buzzer went. I think it was an inadvertent horn. And in the process, there was a foul on Bill Evans.
Well, he reached in, tried to steal that pass, and got a little bit of the body.
Picked up his second foul. Iroquois with the ball. Buckhart to the new man, Donovan.
Now they've got Thornton out on the point man wherever he is.
Gordon Gaddy. Buckhart has the ball deflected away, and it's picked off by Emerson. To Bill Evans. Inside to Falk, but Fegis anticipates and steals. Gordon Gaddy on the jumper. A little too hard, and Falk snares the rebound.
Iroquois not even going to the boards at that time.
Kate controls. Tough pass from Thornton. Got men inside. Try to force it to Falk, and Gordon Gaddy comes up with the ball for Iroquois. Here comes Buckhart. Takes it all the way and has it knocked away. That was Kate, and it goes to Evans. That's where the size of the Lakeshore Eagles comes in.
They are really beating them on the boards and under the basket badly.
Emerson didn't see Evans cutting through. Thornton, jump shot from 3. Off the iron. Emerson with the rebound. Drives all the way, a little bit short. Fegis. Buckhart has to watch how he's dribbling that ball. Looked like he turned it over. Gaddy.
Lakeshore, very active zone they're playing. They're swarming on everybody, getting right on the ball handler.
Fegis to Buckhart. They can't get the ball underneath. Lakeshore not letting them penetrate. The new man, Donovan, the freshman.
Very confident move to the hoop for the young freshman.
An early basket could get his confidence up, and he may forget that he's in a varsity game and just play his own natural game.
Lakeshore, or Iroquois, I'm sorry, is playing a man-for-man here. They might have trouble with that considering their size difference.
He's covering the junior, Brian Thornton, but as most of the players on Iroquois do, Donovan is giving up 5 inches to Thornton. Ball knocked away, stays down on this end. Lakeshore ahead by 7, 11-4, 1 minute 52 seconds and counting. Falk is tripped up, and it looks like they're going to call it on number 24.
Falk just decided to go to the hoop there, no matter who's in the way. He's looks like he's ready and willing to throw his muscle around under there.
Well, they reversed 24. They're going to go with 42, Ted Warnowitz. Number 24, Danny Wright, was also there. They call the foul on Warnowitz. Tom Kate to inbound. Thornton, loses it. It was a nice pass. Emerson gets it back. Thornton on the jumper. And Falk with the rebound makes it 13-4.
Beautiful follow there by Falk. Again, we see the press.
Iroquois giving up too many second shots. Donovan, jumper pass to Gaddy. Throws the ball away. Lakeshore quickly on the attack. Thornton being watched by Donovan. Right to help out. They get the ball to Kate. Emerson, one dribble, jump shot off the rim. Evans can't control. Gaddy loses it.
Well, Coach Emerson of Lakeshore told me before the game he doesn't like to play a slow-down game, and we've seen that. He wants to press. He wants to keep the game hectic and running, let his big guys get in the open with no one around him, and it seems to be working so far.
Archie O'Brien beats the inbound, gets Tim Forrest back in the game. They pull out Gaddy. Ball knocked away by Fegis. There's Dan Wright to Donovan. Can he control it? Yes, Donovan slowing it down, looking for some help. That's where if he had a little more experience, he might have gone right up with it. Dan Wright, nice bounce pass to Forrest. Gets the roll. Leads cut to 7 again, 13-6 Iroquois, exactly 1 minute. Thornton into Kite, should be an easy 2, but no, off the rim, gets the rebound, and he's fouled by Warnowitz.
I can see where Iroquois might end up in foul trouble in this game, trying to stop those big guys underneath. They're going to have to be careful about that.
Warnowitz with his second foul. It was a shooting foul, and that's going to send Tom Kite to the line.
What Iroquois is going to have to do underneath, Steve, is they're going to have to work hard and get position on these big guys so the big guys take the fouls going over them. They don't want to be taking the fouls, slapping, trying to block a guy's shot who's 6 inches tall.
Ball's tapped around. Kite, I guess they called that a non-shooting foul, but they tap it in for a basket. So Kate comes in, gets the rebound, puts it in. We see Damon Morgan, number 13, checking in now for Lakeshore. And Iroquois brought in one of their bigger players, 6 foot, 200-pound Pete Lerzak. Playing for one shot. They're down by 9. There's 20 seconds to go. Nice move in there. Dan Wright over Falk. Nice shot, 15-8 with 13 seconds. Lakeshore's got time for one more bucket.
Looked like Wright took a knee in the shoulder there on that pump fake, but he got the basket.
Falk, nice move under the basket. And Forrest launches one at the buzzer, a little bit short. We've come to the end of one quarter, 17-8 in favor of Lakeshore. Is that the kind of quarter you expected?
Well, I think I expected a little more balanced game. I know we expected Lakeshore to press, and they have. And we knew they had a size advantage. They are just a much bigger team, and they're using it. And the Iroquois is going to have to do a better job of blocking out underneath, make them take some over-the-back fouls to get those rebounds.
You're right. They did use that size to get a lot of second shots. We'll see if Iroquois can make some adjustments. We'll be back for the second quarter in a moment. The score after one, Lakeshore 17, Iroquois 8. You're watching high school basketball on Jones Intercable.
People can't get enough of the rumors about who's sleeping with whom. Now they're latching onto rumors about AIDS and sex. The reality is, AIDS is sexually transmitted, so you have to be aware and selective, because you're sleeping with every person your partner's been with for the last 10 years. So know what you're doing and find out the facts.
Rumors are spreading faster than AIDS. For more information, write the American Red Cross.
On the change of possession, Iroquois is going to take the ball out. Start the second quarter. You see the score on your screen. The Lakeshore Eagles leading the Iroquois Chiefs 17-8. Steve Kachia, Glenn Locke with you tonight. Jones Intercable Game of the Week. Again, join us Saturday night when it's the West Seneca East Trojans taking on Lancaster at Lancaster. I'll be along with Kevin Hosey for that one. Right now you're looking at number 12, Mike Donovan, has the ball taken away. That's Damon Morgan into the lineup for Lakeshore, number 13. But Donovan hustles back, gets a piece of the ball. Here comes Danny Wright for the Chiefs. Outlet to Forrest, quick jump shot.
Forrest has shown a nice form on his jumper here in the early going.
Cuts the lead to 17-10.
Now the Chiefs are coming back with a press of their own.
But Emerson breaks. Remember, that's the coach's son, Matt Emerson, the 6'2 sophomore. Was averaging about 30 points a game with the JV. He thought it was time to bring him up to the big team.
He said in one game his son and another player were the only guys who scored, so he thought it would help the rest of the players to get him off of there too.
Emerson off the miss by Donovan. Those two ought to be going at it for a couple more years. Inside to Falk. Falk over Fegis.
Looked like Falk palmed that ball, but neither of the refs were in position to see it.
Fegis storming back. Stops in the lane and puts it in. And now it's 21-12 in favor of Lakeshore. They have the ball. Evans drives by Lerzak. They get the ball inside. Kate misses a short jumper, and Fegis pulls it down.
Lakeshore is impressive in that all of their players seem to be good at looking inside for the pass. Their forwards, everyone is looking to make that pass inside when they have the ball.
Dan Wright has the ball slapped away by Kate. We have some more substitutions. Buckout and Gaddy coming back. And we're also going to take a look at Jeff Sokol, number 52. Lakeshore has brought in number 21, Mike Ford, 5'7", 155-pound senior guard.
Well, Iroquois showing a little better job of handling the pressure so far. They're going to have to be careful once they get in their own end with their passes because Lakeshore is still very quick and looking for the steal.
Forrest to Donovan. Gordon Gaddy to Forrest again from the other side. Tries his luck, not this time off the iron. Evans pulls it down. Nice pass to Morgan from Ford off the glass. And there's Ford with the rebound. Well, we see a slick little ball handler out there right now.
Well, yeah, they took out a couple big guys and put in some quick guys.
Number 21, Mike Ford. That's Falk with the ball. Nice touch on the jump shot over Forrest. And now the score is 23-12 in favor of Lakeshore. 5:53 and counting.
That's
Forrest.
10 points for Falk already.
Gordon Gaddy back to Forrest. Buckhart waited a little bit too long on the shot. Misses it. Sokol and Donovan fight for it. Donovan gets the rebound. And Mike Donovan gets his second basket of the game. And it's 23-14 Lakeshore.
Nice work under the basket by the freshman.
Evans on the jumper. Answers for Lakeshore. And now again, 25-14. 11-point lead. Tying him up in the backcourt. Buckhart needs help. Forrest.
I think
Sokol.
Buckhart traveled twice there, but got away with it.
Sokol breaks the press. Looked like he was moving his feet. And Gaddy almost loses it. He's double teamed in the corner, and he stepped on the line. Referee Tom McGrath saw it, and he gives the ball back to the Lakeshore Eagles.
Lakeshore attacking on this press like the guys on Iroquois have been dating their girlfriends.
Mike Ford. Outlet to Evans on the wing. Gaddy knocking the ball away, and he knocks it off the leg of referee Pat Kane. And the Eagles will keep it on their end as Iroquois substitutes again. Jeff Warnowitz returning into the lineup. He's going to take out Jeff Sokol.
Well, no one's going to watch this game and say there's a need for a shot clock. The action's been fast and exciting so far.
Of course, in high school, there is no shot clock. Damon Morgan inside to Falk, uses the glass.
Falk really using his height advantage to take that nice shot whenever he's got the chance.
He ups the count to 27-14. Mike Donovan starting back for Iroquois.
Good judgment by Donovan there. A lot of young players might have tried to press to the basket. He pulled up and waited for help.
Buckhart watched by Morgan, out to Donovan, watched by Ford. Needs some help, finds Forrest. Gaddy inside, Warnowitz, one dribble, not up, and it's knocked away by Kate. Morgan gets rid of the ball before he travels, or does he? No. Moved his foot first. Tom McGrath calls him for traveling. Fegis coming back in, as is Dan Wright. Gordon Gaddy, and it looks like Forrest are going to sit down for Iroquois.
The Lakeshore hasn't lost anything on their press or in their rebounding ability by making these substitutions. Morgan and Ford doing a fine job under the basket.
They hold a 27-14 lead with 4:27 to go in the first half. Buckhart. Fegis from three off the rim.
Donovan picked that rebound up off the floor.
They move it around. Danny Wright, watched by Damon Morgan. Donovan finds Buckhart on the outside. Mike Ford is all over him.
Donovan is very cool handling the ball against this pressure for a freshman.
Buckhart trying to run a play. Gets Feges to move around. Donovan's open in the corner if they see him. Buckhart. Short. Warnowitz gets the rebound. Has it knocked away by Falk. And Kate pulls it down. But Kate and Morgan were fighting for the ball, and they took some steps.
Well, Iroquois again with 2 rebounds in a row now off the floor. Maybe that's how they're going to have to shoot them to get rebounds. They're hitting the offensive boards, but they're the ones on the ground.
They're not getting many second shots as Buckhart controls. Playing a lot from the perimeter. Nice move by Feges. Puts up the jumper off the rim. And there's Kate again. And this time he's going to draw a foul.
Well, Donovan with a bad foul there. He wasn't going to get that ball and just went up over the top and fouled him.
Rookie mistake is going to send number 33, Tom Kate, to the line. And Archie O'Brien's worst fears are coming to life with that inside game. Kate, Falk, and Matt Emerson just ripping the boards down.
Well, these guys are not only tall, but they're big and they're fighting for position, and they're going to be very tough to beat under there.
Warnowitz gets that rebound. Dan Wright to Donovan along the baseline, and Donovan gets around Falk for his 6th point, and the lead is now 27-16 Iroquois. Evans having a little trouble, knocks the ball off his leg. Kate, Ford was standing all alone, disgusted. He wanted the ball. He's still alone if they can find him. Now Dan Wright picks him up. Falk off the glass, knocks it in. Ups the lead to 13, 29-16. 3 minutes exactly. Buckhart off of Evans' foot. Ball goes out of bounds. They're going to call it a kick. Stops the clock with 2:58 in Lakeshore, up by 13. Remember, Archie O'Brien said his team tends to stay strong for 3 to 3.5 quarters, and then they fade. Right now they trail by 13, so they could be in trouble.
Can't afford to fade tonight.
Dan Wright.
Lakeshore needs to win the rest of their games, by the way, to ensure themselves a good spot in the sectionals. So they're psyched for this game.
Warnowitz follows his own shot, cuts the lead to 29-18. Here comes Ford. He's going to go all the way on a spin move.
Beautiful move. Should have watched that one last Sunday in the All-Star game.
Dan Wright, Evans watching him. Nice pass as he was losing control. Donovan challenges Morgan, and he draws a foul. It was a tentative move, and Morgan got the ball, but he also caught some arm, and he doesn't agree with the call.
Well, he got some arm on the way down, but he did have the ball, but I think he committed that foul.
Damon Morgan, a 5'10", 175-pound junior. Right now, he's in the backcourt with Mike Ford. They move Evans up to the forward position. Falk at center and Kate at the other forward. Warnowitz at center right now for the Chiefs. Feges and Wright at the forwards. Buckhart and Donovan at the guards. And Donovan hits a free throw for point number 7.
Leading scorer for Iroquois, Donovan, with 7.
Over a third of their points.
Falk has 14 so far for Lakeshore.
He's got 8 out of 20. The lead is now 11. Eagles 31-24, loses control, but he saves it to Morgan. Evans had Falk if he could have seen him. Morgan loops one inside to Kate. Off the boards. That lob play.
Well, he was being fronted on that play. He felt the pressure, went to the hoop, and got a nice little lob pass.
Warnowitz should not have dribbled the ball, should have gone right up, let Mike Ford get back. Ford knocked the ball away. They may call a foul on either he or Falk. They're going to call it on Ford, saying that he caught a piece of Warnowitz. Warnowitz drew that foul, but in reality, it was a tentative move, and had he gone up quicker and stronger, he might have picked up a hoop or even the hoop and the foul.
Well, he got the foul. I don't think the coach is going to be upset with him on that.
Depends on if he makes the free throws. Remember, this is a 48% free throw shooting club, although Donovan improved the average last time. Warnowitz hits the first. Trying to improve on that percentage tonight.
Well, 45% isn't too good, and that'll hurt you if you shoot like that.
That one clangs off the back of the iron. Eagles pull it down. Falk to Evans. Evans going to take it all the way himself, but he leaves it a bit short, gets his own rebound, and I think Warnowitz went over his back. It's where you got to get position. And he puts himself in trouble as we're at the 147 mark in the second quarter. Warnowitz, one of the few taller players on Iroquois, is his third foul, and he's coming out. And they're going to bring in Bill Banzatelli, the other large player at 6 foot 210, number 44. He is a sophomore.
As I said earlier, they're going to have to get position so they're not committing those fouls. But giving away the size they are, it's going to be very difficult. As we saw before, when Evans came down, he felt himself being fronted and went to the basket. No one helped out on the weak side. He got the basket. It's tough to play a much bigger man under the basket.
You had to look at the Elma cheerleaders, the Lakeshore cheerleaders. As Emerson checks back in for Evans, I was going to say we're in Elma, New York here, home of the Iroquois Chiefs. Ball kicked away, Tom Feges to inbound. Still 147, 35-21 in favor of the Eagles. Kate steals the ball on the inbound pass.
Hell of a play by Kate there. Not only blocked the pass, but caught it.
And there's another steal. On the press, Emerson forward from three. Off the rim, but there again, Lakeshore. Falk on the rebound inside the paint area. Didn't get a bucket, but boy, were they all over the place.
They're really hustling on the boards all over the court and just using their quickness and size.
Feges, long pass. Falk hammers the ball, and I think he got a piece of Donovan's head.
Well, Falk went after that ball real strong. I think he thought he was playing volleyball. He spiked it and spiked Donovan as well.
Said, welcome to the varsity. But Donovan showing good free throw form last time. He's on a 1-and-1 with 1:24 to go. Falk only his first foul. Not a bad time for it. As the Eagles bring in number 25, Tony DiMartino, 6'1", 200-pound senior forward. They just pull one tree out of the game and put one more in.
Yeah, he looks like a little guy compared to the rest of the Lakeshore
And like
players.
you say, not only are they tall, but they have thickness to them. They look like they've been working out with weights, a lot of these guys.
And they're quick and can handle the ball. That's a very tough combination. I don't want to play these guys.
It's probably one of the reasons they're 6-3, third in the division, but they trail only Amherst and Williamsville North, not by much. They're 10-4 overall, and they should easily make sectionals. Donovan hits another, 37-23. Emerson right back.
Nice jumper by the coach's son. Suppose we
Banzatelli
shouldn't harp on that coach's son bit.
right to Buckhart. It seems like Iroquois is working hard for every point, and Lakeshore a little easier touch, easier for him to score. Damon Morgan. Emerson again. Off the rim, but there's Ford. Ford high off the glass.
Beautiful touch by Ford.
And the lead balloons to 41-23. 18 points, 44 seconds to go. Lakeshore on top. Steve Kachia, Glenn Locke, hoping you're enjoying this one on Jones Intercable as Dan Wright goes to the hole, blocked by Emerson. Morgan knocks it, and Emerson can't save it. Almost dove into the mat. Not a lot of room behind the end lines here.
The ball was blocked and came down. Nobody saw where it was to go after it till it was already out of bounds.
It's a way to pick up a head injury, even though the mats aren't padded. Banzatelli, short jumper, brick. Morgan. He's one-on-one with Donovan.
Morgan way up in the air on that layup. Donovan didn't have a prayer getting near the ball.
Feges to Donovan, watched by Morgan. Morgan all over him. 8 seconds. They got to get a shot off. Banzatelli loops one inside, but it's stolen. DiMartino could be one more bucket. Kate at the buzzer.
That was good.
Tom Kate closes out the scoring.
He had to steal that one from Morgan, I believe, on the way in, but he got his basket.
Gives Lakeshore a 22-point lead at halftime. Well, Glenn, what does Iroquois have to do to climb back in this one? Or a better question is, can they climb back in this one?
Well, climb is an interesting word, Steve, because that's about what they have to do is climb up on the rim and stay there. They're just playing a team that's much bigger and stronger, and they really know how to use their height advantage.
Eagles seem to be wearing them down. You just saw it on your screen. At halftime, the score, the Lakeshore Eagles 45, the Iroquois Chiefs 23. Stay with us. You're watching high school basketball on Jones Intercable.
John Young for Junior Achievement.
At Hewlett-Packard, we may be big, but we know the value that a single individual can have to an entire corporation. In fact, individuals like Alexander Graham Bell or Henry Ford or Thomas Edison even changed the world.
Everyone also knows that one individual can affect the destiny of a whole team. But did you ever stop to think of the influence an individual like you can have on a young person's life? Influencing and helping young people are reasons why we belong to Junior Achievement, and you should too.
Junior Achievement is a way for successful business people and teachers using a little of their time and a lot of their experience to show young people the marvelous opportunities that exist in the world of business. You might say that Junior Achievement is a growth opportunity that pays dividends far more valuable than money.
Remember, one person can make a difference, and that one person can be you.
Junior Achievement. Show a kid how America works.
You're watching Jones Intercable, Channel 10.
Welcome back to the Iroquois gym, rather, in Elma, New York. Steve Kachia, Glenn Locke getting ready for quarter number 3. You see the score on your screen. Lakeshore comfortably in front, 45-23. Glenn, at halftime, I was talking to Vicki Cotton, who coaches the Iroquois cheerleaders, who just popped up on your screen, and we were commenting that for a school that, you know, hasn't done so well this year in basketball, or I understand football either, for that matter, I have never seen a more spirited group of girls and a more elaborate routines, at least in this area.
Yeah, it's been loud, and the crowd, other than the cheerleaders, are loud and boisterous. You know, they haven't given up on their team. Their team's not doing too well, but the people are here having fun. I guess that's what counts.
The funniest part is, you know, we were commenting how large the squad was. There's 15 girls. She told me she's had as many as 26, and she's complaining that the school sizes are getting smaller, and she doesn't have the girls going out.
Well, they've still got more cheerleaders than most schools.
Hey, you're taking a look at Coach Archie O'Brien of Iroquois, scratching his head, wondering what he's got to do to climb back in this game. And to make matters worse, Lakeshore gets the ball on the alternate possession to start the third quarter.
Well, Mike Falk was the leading scorer in the first half with 14 points for Lakeshore. Tom Cade had 10 for Lakeshore. And Mike Donovan had 10 for Iroquois.
Buckhart trying to get it started. He falls short. Kate with the rebound. The original starters back on the floor. Kate, Falk, Evans, Emerson, and Thornton for Lakeshore. Buckhart, Gaddy, Fegis, Forrest, and Woronowitz for the Iroquois Chiefs.
Lakeshore again coming out, moving the ball down quick, getting it underneath fast. They didn't get the shot off, but they're not changing their style.
Well, Iroquois is going to have to score first and score often. There's one way to start. Woronowitz under the basket again. Looks like he should have gone right to the hoop. Put the ball on the floor. Coaches will tell you when you're that close, you go right for it. Try to pick up a foul and a hoop.
Well, Emerson came over and committed the foul. You're right, he could have gone up with that a little quicker. Lakeshore's zone, the way they move around and cover, they do leave a lot of openings underneath and through the middle. The problem is Iroquois, being shorter, cannot get the ball over them. They've got to get it around it or on the bounce pass, and it's difficult for them to see that opening.
Well, Ted Woronowitz at the line. We just saw one reason why you have to make those stronger moves to the hoop, especially a team like Iroquois that's a poor free throw shooting team. Kate calling for the ball from Evans on the 2-on-1, gets knocked down, and he'll go to the line. His team ahead by 21 points, 45-24, 7 minutes, 12 seconds to go. As number 30, Tim Forrest, picking up his first foul of the game.
Well, and surprisingly, the only player in foul trouble is Ted Woronowitz. We thought that might be a problem for the smaller Iroquois team, but they have been able to resist slapping at the larger players when they're underneath.
Kate showing some nice form on his free throws, hits both of them, and he makes it 47-24. Almost doubling what Iroquois has right now.
Lakeshore's backed off their press a little bit, just pressing with one man now.
Forrest is open if they can spot him. Donovan, he finds another open man, Fegis.
Lakeshore looking very disorganized on their defense. They had 3 guys running around chasing the ball.
They have a big lead. They might be a little lazy, and Thornton goes over and back. Donovan showing some quarterback skills, finding the open man that time on the last Iroquois bucket. Now a turnover. This is what Iroquois needs, and they need a lot of it.
Donovan has looked impressive thus far for a freshman against a much bigger, more experienced team.
Iroquois trying to score a bunch of points before Lakeshore wakes up. They steal the ball. Thornton to the hoop.
Well, again, that size creating the turnover there. They're just reaching in and slapping the ball.
Buckhart. Forrest can't handle the pass. Emerson gonna take it all the way. Guarded the ball well on his way to the hole, drew the foul, and they're gonna call Tim Forrest. Picking up 2 fouls in a row.
Thought they called that on Warnowitz there. Fortunate for Iroquois, it was called on Forrest.
We're gonna get a timeout from Iroquois to let Emerson think about these free throws. His team ahead, 49-26, 6:18 to go. Third quarter. Steve Kachia, Glenn Locke with you on this Jones Intercable broadcast. ECIC Division II high school basketball. Tonight, Lakeshore playing for a playoff spot. Iroquois playing for just a little bit of respect.
Well, one of the interesting facts about this Lakeshore team, as big as they are, there's a 6'11" player in Western New York who was on Jones Intercable last week, name of Christian Leitner, who lives in the Lakeshore School District. And he got away. Coach Emerson said he would have one hell of a team if he had Leitner on his team. He'd have 6 guys who could play above the rim.
Nichols wearing, Leitner wearing the Nichols green instead of the Lakeshore green and gold. Yeah, that'd be a 6'11" man. That might be that key piece that could actually take an above-average Lakeshore team a long way in the sectionals. If you look at the Nichols squad, yeah, they're not bad. But without Leitner, they would be a very, very average ball club. We saw them the other night. Grand Island gave them a tussle, and the difference clearly was Christian Leitner and his 32 points.
Well, and one of the teams that Lakeshore is going to have to beat when they get in the sectionals is LaSalle, an undefeated team in Niagara who has beaten Nichols several times. So it would be interesting to see Leitner down here with his team.
An ironic matchup could be Nichols and Lakeshore down the line. As you see Emerson missing, we were talking about school colors. Lakeshore, green, gold, white trim. Iroquois and their home whites with red. Gets the second to fall, 50-26 now. Forrest to Fegis, gonna take it all the way. Hooks one up and in over Emerson.
Well, Lakeshore's defense now is going for the steal on every single pass. That may not be a good idea here. They're giving up some easy shots and taking some fouls.
Kate to Falk. Short jump shot rolls out. They get the rebound off the miss. And Tom Kate picks up another basket, and it's 52-28.
14 now for Kate as well. Now we see Lakeshore only one man pressing instead of the trap press they were using earlier.
Fegis can't handle the pass. And Lakeshore just suffocate you. They don't allow many mistakes. Warnowitz was knocking the ball around trying to control it on that rebound, and Kate just picked it right out of the air and got an easy bucket, and Emerson fires one up. No good. Forrest pulls it down. We may get an over the back against Thornton.
Well, as I said, that's what Iroquois has to do. They've got to be in position on those rebounds. Then they're going to get those over the back fouls, and that could hurt them if they get some help Iroquois, and hurt Lakeshore if they get some people in foul trouble.
As Dan Wright checks back in, Brian Thornton is called for his second foul. Donovan, who's getting a lot of playing time here in the second half. Wright to Donovan, starting to feel a little more confident, but that one rolls out. And here comes Emerson. He's got 2 men with him. Thornton having trouble controlling, but he knocks the ball to Kate. Nice play. Back to Emerson. Jumper.
Beautiful ball movement there by Lakeshore. They lost the break, but kept the pressure on.
Donovan didn't anticipate that pass well enough, and it's picked off by Kate to Falk to Thornton. Evans in three-point country. Falk has it stripped, but he gets it back. Flips one over to Kate. Strong move to the hole, and it's 56-28. Lakeshore has now, Glenn, doubled Iroquois' point total. 28-point lead.
Is trying to play a zone, a 2-3 zone, it appears now, and the bigger Lakeshore player's going right over it.
Buckhart drills one from the free throw line, and Iroquois gets its 30th point. with 4 minutes, 27 seconds to go. The lead is now 26.
Iroquois looking good about every other trip down. They move the ball nicely and get a good shot for themselves.
Falk and one.
There's some beautiful ball movement there. Emerson sees Falk go into the hoop, gave him a nice bounce pass, and he gets fouled.
Looked like Kate had an easy walk through, but they pass it around, pick up a free throw and a foul. Iroquois calling another timeout. Archie O'Brien extremely frustrated right now.
Well, I'm not sure what he can tell him other than to grow, Steve. He's really, Iroquois is just having trouble getting over the bigger players. They're being pressed constantly. When they do get into their offense, they are at times showing some good passing to get some nice open shots, beating the swarming Lakeshore defense. And Lakeshore does leave a lot of holes with this defense where you could see how a bigger team could handle it. But Iroquois, I think it's just too small to play with these guys. But the cheerleaders are loud.
They are loud. We were mentioning them earlier. We just got a glimpse of the Iroquois cheerleaders, coached by Vicki Cotton. 58-30, Lakeshore in front. 4 minutes, 17 seconds to go, third quarter.
Leading scorers, Falk has 16. Kate with 16 as well for Lakeshore. And Donovan still a leader with 10 for Iroquois. Again, the only player in foul trouble is Warnowitz. Falk will be looking to complete a three-point play here.
You can look in the background at a slightly dejected Iroquois bench, wondering what they got to do. Warnowitz pulls down a rebound. That's one thing they got to do, is hit the boards a little harder. Stick their noses in, if you will.
Lakeshore appears to be in a 2-1-2 now, or a 2-3, depending on how you want to call it.
Donovan amongst the trees to Warnowitz. No good.
Nice play. Ball just wouldn't roll in.
Thornton sees Falk. Outlet to Evans. Lakeshore always is where they have to be. And that's why they're up by 30, 60-30.
Just a great play by Falk there to go up for that errant pass. Not only control it, but get it to his home player for an open jumper.
Dan Wright. Iroquois desperate for a basket.
Lakeshore now in a 2-3.
Forrest. That bucket's not going to count. They're going to call Tom Kate, number 33.
It's his first. I'm sorry, it's his second. It's his first on my score sheet.
Some substitutions for Iroquois. Lerzak coming back in for the Iroquois Chiefs. He's out there with Forrest, Donovan, Wright, and Buckhart. Thornton, Evans, Falk, Emerson, and Kate out there now for Lakeshore. A big block by Katie. He's going to go all the way. He's tackled. And we have a fight.
Uh-oh.
I thought Kate was going to get that basket anyway. That's how strong he is after being tackled. That's going to be a technical.
Really, that wasn't a very good tackle. He went at the shoulders instead of the legs. But I think a little frustration there on the part of Greg Burkhardt. He's had these guys all over him the whole game, and they're calling a technical foul apparently on him for that tackle. But
Tom Kate showing his strength, almost made the free throw, not the free throw, but the basket anyway.
Well, and he did take exception, as most anyone would, to going down like that. Credit him, though. He did keep his cool. He didn't swing. I imagine he said a few words we can't say here on the air to the player.
He didn't retaliate, but his coach did. I heard referee Tom McGrath calling a technical on Coach Jim Emerson. I don't know what Emerson said. I guess he was hot, thought Buckhart should have been ejected. See some of the Iroquois players getting a chuckle out of it. The ball spins in and out and in again for Kate. Keep in mind now, a very nice gym here in Iroquois, but the space behind the basket's very limited. Injury could be caused very easily on a tackle maneuver.
Yeah, he did. They did kind of crash into the wall on that.
Now they called a technical, and I guess they're going to give Iroquois their technical. There should have also been a shooting free throw for the foul. So we should see, after Forrest shots, we should see Kate go back to the line, and Forrest clangs one down at the other end, much to the delight of the Lakeshore faithful.
Well, the fans, that tackle brought the fans of both teams into the game. They're screaming and yelling loudly at each other.
Now, I thought we were going to see that ball go right back down to the other end.
Intentional foul on Penn, and then a technical foul on the Lakeshore bench.
But it's not a shooting foul down here.
Although he shot those, right?
See, but you treat them in the order that they took place. The foul is first, the technical foul is second. Therefore, Iroquois gets the...
All right, so there was no technical down here.
Thank you.
We get
Pat
clarification.
Kane explaining the call to you.
Clarification. There was not a technical on Lakeshore, or check that on Iroquois. That's what got Coach Emerson all steamed. He felt there should have been a technical with the intentional foul, drew a technical himself.
Well, he just missed a nice steal by Thornton, giving help down, doubling down on the man under the basket from his guard position to make the steal.
Lerzak, move inside. And that sequence of events could have sparked a little bit of excitement here. Get these players pumped up again, 62-32. You've been dying to say doubling down, haven't you?
I have.
We haven't seen much of it tonight. But with 2 minutes and 31 seconds to go, Lakeshore maintains a 30-point lead. Emerson trying to add to that from three-point range, misses. Gaddy gets a hand on the ball, keeps it away from Kate, and Tim Forrest pulls it away.
Again, now we see Iroquois doing a little blocking out underneath and getting the rebound. That's what they've got to do under there.
Wright has his pocket picked. That was Tom Kate again. Tom Kate's been the most aggressive player out there. Thornton with the ball. Lob pass from Evans to Falk. Knocked away by Lerzak and Donovan.
Looked like he got fouled on that, but no call from the referees. Again, they're using their height.
Thornton. Yes, and I think that's a three-point goal.
That's a three-pointer.
It is 65-32 Thornton. Spin move by Forrest. Nice pass inside. Gaddy has it stripped by Falk.
Forrest, you could see, was intimidated when he got in the lane by the
Donovan behind his back to Evans. And they're going to wave it off on an offensive foul against Thornton. After a nice move by Brian Thornton, he's called, knocking the Iroquois player down.
Well, Lakeshore is starting to showboat a little. They've got a big lead. They know they've got the game well in hand and doing a little hot dogging. I don't think this is going to sit well with the Iroquois fans.
Tim Forrest to the new man, Donovan.
Lakeshore now back in a 2-3. They've taken their press off.
Ball slapped away from Lerzak.
Nice pass from the big man Falk on that break.
Wasn't aware of his position on the court, misses. Rebound, Evans. Count the basket, and he's fouled. You want to finish your thought about that defense?
Oh, the Iroquois defense. Yeah, they're playing a zone now. And, again, Lakeshore's just able to go over it. They're trying to swarm to the ball, make some steals, but when they can pass over you, that's a whole new ball game up there in the air.
Lakeshore using some more players. We see Mike Ford again. We also see number 25 in there for the second time, Tony DiMartino, and a new man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is what we were afraid of. Number 31 is Bill Evans, and number 53 is Bill Evans. And they both play for Lakeshore, and no, they're not related. But
and neither of them serves sausages.
And that's right. But it's going to be trouble for us. Donovan. It'll be the
not only are their
passing
names,
team.
Steve, not only are their names the same, but their middle initials are the same.
Oh, God.
So you'll just have to call them Bill and Evans.
You're looking at Tom McGrath, the referee, on your screen. Foul goes against Iroquois, goes against Tom Kate, picking up his second foul. Actually, isn't that his third foul?
It is. They gave it as a second foul last time. They're just trying to confuse us, Steve.
Larzak fouling in his shot, and I think he's going to get a foul called against him, against Mike Ford.
He went over the back of Ford there from his spot on the line. Well, I think we're going to see the benches start to empty here. I don't think Coach Emerson wants his players. They've been looking pretty cocky and trying to embarrass Iroquois somewhat in the last couple trips down, and I think we're going to see the starters out pretty soon.
Well, we have, as you see, Ford hit the free throw. We have some additions I think we can make to our all-name team. The Chris Berman all-name team, like Mike Model T Ford.
Oh, God.
Of course, we have the Bill Sausage Evans brothers.
And Paul the Sting Newman, who hasn't been in the game yet.
Oh, sure. That was another member. Here he is again, Tim Tree Forrest. And he takes a bucket.
Lakeshore in that zone defense, it's very active, creates a lot of turnovers, gives up some nice open jumpers, and Forrest hit that one.
Chris Negrin in there now for Iroquois was playing some defense, and we have another whistle. And that gives us a chance to talk about players like Pat Chuck Connors.
You're reaching now, Steve.
Paul Butch Cassidy Newman. And who can forget Matt Compact Disc Emerson? At the line.
I think air conditioner Emerson would be more appropriate. You're going to get run out of Elma if you keep this up.
And we can't forget Damon Joe Morgan, the former Cincinnati Red. Emerson.
I thought it was Damon J.P. Morgan.
Maybe. Tim Redwood Forrest. Dan Orville Wright with the ball. To Donovan. He's going to move his foot if he doesn't get rid of it. Nice heady play by the freshman. Wright. Chris Berman provided us with that list, by the way.
Yes, he did. That was nice of him.
Forrest.
He gave you that ESPN clipboard, too.
But I have to give it back. I only rented it.
That's a foul on number 25, DiMartino there, Steve.
DiMartino sporting the Boz hairdo.
Again, we see Lakeshore. They look somewhat like they're out of control on defense, but it works for them. They're very aggressive, go after the ball, go for the steal, go for the block. And if your guy gets past you, the next guy's coming back real hard to cover up. They give up some easy jumpers, but they create such havoc that it works very well.
Forrest on the miss with 5 seconds to go. If Tony DiMartino put a little green and gold paint in his hair, he'd look like the Boz. He got the rebound.
He's a little smaller than the Boz.
They got to put it up in a hurry. Ford is hammered.
No, Ford did the hammering. Good defense there by Forrest. He saw Ford had his head down. He just went there, stood there. I'm sure that didn't feel good, but
drew the foul, and it leaves Iroquois with 1 second to put up a shot. They're down 72-34. Now that buzzer should not have gone. The clock is not supposed to start until the ball is touched.
That was a quick buzzer there. It's not going to affect the game, so I don't think anyone's going to worry about it. But
if that was a close game, that was a key mistake by the timekeeper. As we come to the end of 3, as you said, it's not going to matter in this game because the Lakeshore Eagles are in command. It's the Eagles 72, the Iroquois Chiefs 34. You're watching high school basketball on Jones Intercable.
"24 hours a day, 7 days a week, this team of specially trained, dedicated individuals stand ready to answer your calls for help. Working together, the EMS team is there when you need them. EMS, we're people who care." This message brought to you by your state EMS office.
Welcome back to the Iroquois Gymnasium, Elma, New York. Steve Kachia, Glenn Locke. Say that 10 times fast. We're getting ready for quarter number 4. Lakeshore, as you see it on your screen, a commanding 72-34 lead I think we've approached garbage time.
Well, I think we're going to see the benches emptied soon. The kids, the huggers, as the coach usually calls them, the kid he keeps at the end of the bench who doesn't sweat to hug when they win, he's going to be in the game, and everybody will get a little exercise.
I hope we don't see the benches clear for another reason. We saw a little aggressiveness there in the third quarter, over-aggressiveness.
I think Coach Emerson's going to have to keep his team from getting too cocky and too showboaty in this last quarter and trying to show up Iroquois.
He's also going to have to keep his own composure. One more technical and he'll be gone. Dan Wright from the line drives through, misses the shot. Emerson pulls it down. He's on the court with Morgan, Evans, Thornton, and number 31, Bill Evans. Bill Evans 2 for Iroquois. Donovan, Negrin, Forrest, Wright, and the new player wearing number 34.
That was
Pete Van Sluten, as Evans hits the shot, 74-34.
I got Evans with 16 at this point.
I wonder if they combine their totals to get a per-game average.
Donovan looked like he traveled there.
Right.
Again, we see that 2-3 kind of swarming zone they play and forces another turnover.
Nice pass to the cheerleaders. Lakeshore inbound, and as you commented to me during the break, Chris Berman left out number 12, the freshman, probably because he's new and he didn't know him yet, Mike Mellow Yellow Donovan.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Emerson from 3.
Nice form on that three-pointer.
Lakeshore still putting up three-point shots. They balloon their lead to 43 points with 6:55 and counting. Negron, number 20, Chris Negron, 5'7" junior, 145-pounder. Right. Negron's in there at a forward position right now. Nice move by Forrest. A little hard off the boards. Evans pulls it down. He was fighting Evans for that rebound.
Well, Evans was all over it.
The deja vu rebound. Again, no relation.
I really think that Lakeshore ought to begin emptying the bench at this point. They got a safe lead here. And you don't want to embarrass a team on its last home game of the season.
We could see the likes of Paul Newman, Dave Mortorano, Ian McCauley, Pat Connors, and Bill Evans has just gotten in there. I assume we'll see those players real soon.
And that's 17 points for Evans I have, unofficially. I got Kate with 18 as the leading scorer in the game.
Evans, the starter.
Right. The one that just made those two free throws.
We do see a substitution, Paul Newman. Now here comes a guy that doesn't play much. 55, Paul Newman, he's a senior, reserve, 6'5", 200 pounds.
Well, they keep bringing these trees off the bench. They must feed them well down in Lakeshore.
Tim, can you see the trees in the forest? Jumper no good by Fegis. Thornton steps on the line. And let's put the all-name team to bed tonight.
I think we should.
Fegis, Buckhart, Morgan on the steal.
No movement there from Iroquois. They just abandoned Donovan in the corner. They got to move around a little. They can't, this zone will give them some openings if they move, but they got to create them. Lakeshore's not going to give them anything if they don't move.
Excuse me, Glenn Evans couldn't catch up with the pass. DiMartino checks back in for Lakeshore. And number 44, Bill Banzatelli, back for Iroquois at the timeout. 6:07 to go. Iroquois taking another timeout, their last of the game.
Well, they're looking kind of tired, particularly, as he said, Buckhart, who is ill. He doesn't look well. He looks like he's been run ragged this game, and they've got to move a little on offense. So they can't just stand at 5 points and try and pass, because a bigger team is going to kill you if you do that. They're just going to take those lob passes away.
Buckhart, a bit frustrated, committed that intentional foul in the last quarter. We just got a wink from referee Pat Kane. He's looking to wind this one down. Lakeshore a commanding 79-34 lead. We may see some of the reserves. Yes, we do. Number 51, Pat Connors, swingman guard forward, 5'11", 145 pounds, senior, is in there now with number 55, Paul Newman. Number 31, Bill Evans. Thank God, just one Evans is in there. Number 13, Damon Morgan. Number 25, Tony Martino. And number 13, Damon Morgan. On the Iroquois side, we have number 44, Bill Banzatelli. In there with number 12, Mike Donovan. The freshman getting a lot of playing time tonight. That's number 42 with him. Ted Woronowitz, transfer from Depew. Ted Fegis, number 22, and Greg Buckhart, number 10. Tom Fegis with the ball to Buckhart. Iroquois showing some movement. They got to put the ball up quick. Banzatelli takes a look, has it stripped by Damon Morgan, but Buckhart gets it and pumps one in.
Much better movement by Iroquois that trip down. They were the 3 people away from the ball were circling underneath till finally a hole was created. Iroquois back in a man-for-man now.
Newman misses. Fegis driving by DiMartino. Pass to Buckhart was knocked away by Lakeshore.
Well, Lakeshore staying in this zone. They've taken the press off kindly enough. There's no need for that anymore.
Fegis from 3. The lead is now 40.
It's 9 for Fegis.
It's 79-39. DiMartino tripped up by Fegis.
Iroquois attempting to try a man-for-man here. Doesn't seem, they've tried a couple of different defenses. They've tried to press. Whatever they did, Lakeshore just had a better answer for it.
The crowd staying into it, calling for an air ball.
Well, the crowd is having fun. They're not losing by 40 points. They're not going to be hanging their heads when they go home. It's a rough night for the players, but you can always have a good time at a high school ball game if you're in the crowd. You just flirt with the girls and enjoy the game. That's what I did when I was in high school, Steve.
Except we're working now. DiMartino sinks a pair, and the lead is now 42, 81-39.
First 2 points for DiMartino.
Buckhart to Fegis. Woronowitz was moving around inside. They couldn't find him. Buckhart, Paul, tip to Donovan. Banzatelli. Fegis takes a look, puts one up, off the rim. Banzatelli has it taken away by Newman. Here comes Connors to Morgan. Dishes it off the rim. No good. Newman with the rebound. It goes off the rim. DiMartino. It's knocked off a leg. Fegis slapped away by Morgan, and there's a whistle on a travel.
He kind of picked the ball up, took a few steps, and then started to dribble with it. I thought it was a double dribble myself, but whatever he did, it didn't look right.
Pat Connors to inbound, number 51, as we see Sokol, Jeff Sokol, number 52, coming in for Woronowitz. 4 minutes, 33 seconds to go. Hope you're enjoying tonight's game. Steve Kachia, Glenn Locke, Sokol with the steal. Remember, Saturday night to join us when West Seneca East takes on Lancaster from Lancaster. We're going to have a foul on Donovan, and it may send Newman to the line.
Kind of a frustrated play there on Donovan's part. He beat his man, got ahead of him, but didn't pull up when he was past him, when he should have felt the pressure behind him. And then when the ball was stolen from him, he slapped trying to get it back. A little frustration on his part.
Newman at the line. Ball goes off the rim. The bench is trying to get Newman a bucket. Fegis. Buckhart. Tom Fegis gets it inside. It goes off of Donovan. Evans steals. Morgan trying to chase it down, and he can't.
Well, play's getting a little sloppy here. We've got a lot of people in the game who don't get a lot of playing time. They don't play together that much.
And Iroquois.
I think we're going to see a lot more of this for the rest of the
Iroquois
4:06 left.
Excuse me, Lakeshore, Glenn, is bringing in its last 2 players. Ian McCauley, number 43, 6'3", junior, 180-pounder, forward. And another forward, Dave Mortorano, number 35, 5'10", 160-pound junior. McCauley is a forward center. Connors has the ball knocked away by Sokol. Loops one to Donovan, being chased by Evans. Nice block by Evans. Is there a foul?
Well, he got the ball, but I think he got the body as well. But it was a good hustle by Evans to get back and make that block. I don't think Donovan had any idea anyone was near him.
They do call it on Evans.
Donovan with 10 points, still the leading scorer for Iroquois. They'll make that 11. To my recollection, he's perfect from the free throw line tonight as well.
The freshman leading the team. Bright spot in a dismal night. Could be a star for years to come here at Iroquois.
Well, 3 years anyways.
Ball knocked away by Fegis. The lead is 40, 81-41. 3 minutes to 43 seconds left.
Well, Iroquois is trying to press, create some baskets, make the score respectable.
Ball knocked away again.
And Lakeshore's having some trouble getting the ball inbounds here.
Evans going to try his luck. Newman was breaking. McCauley looking for some help. Connors was there. Ball's looped away. Newman. Banzatelli slaps at it. They're kicking it all over, and Evans controls. And he turns it over.
You would think Lakeshore, these would be the guys who would practice against that wicked Lakeshore press every day. You'd think they'd be able to beat it. They're having some problems here.
Buckhart. In fairness, there's a lot of Iroquois regulars out there right now. Donovan has it knocked away by McCauley, but he gets it back. Banzatelli trying to drive inside. Knocked away by Newman.
I think he got fouled on that one.
Referees want to go home too. Buckhart off the glass. They can't ignore that one.
Well,
so Newman,
even with the benches emptied, Lakeshore is huge underneath, swatting those shots away like flies. Newman is just a huge advantage.
Excuse me, Newman wants to get in the score sheet one way or another. He picks up his first foul. You see the score on the screen. Lakeshore in front, 81-41, coasting to their 7th victory in Division II. Their 11th overall. They'll go to 11-4, 7-3. Iroquois will drop to 1-16 overall and 0-11 in league play. Tough way to end your home season.
Well, it's been a tough season for the Chiefs, and they're looking to players like Donovan to change that in the future.
Larzak comes in for Banzatelli. Buckhart trying to get it under 40 points, but he throws it short, but Larzak spins one up, blocked by Newman. The man
Newman's got about 5 blocks in here, I think.
Now he wants a bucket, but he can't control the ball. Sokol to Donovan. McCauley and Evans are back. Donovan's going to challenge him.
Donovan is not shy about going to the basket between 2 bigger players.
He's showing very well for himself, been the best player out there for Iroquois, and against the reserves, doing real well. Buckhart's going to take it all the way himself. Can't get it to go down. Donovan tries to steal it, and he does. Comes up with the ball. He's taken over for Iroquois. Donovan to Buckhart. Jump shot. Short again. Donovan. Blocked by McCauley.
Well, nobody's told Mike Donovan this game is over. He's playing like it's the finals of the NCAA championship. Hustling, playing hard at both ends. A very feisty player. You got to admire that in a young player.
Well, we can see why he was brought up from the JV squad. He's been the far and away the best player for the Iroquois Chiefs. Negron comes back in, number 20 for Iroquois. McCauley going to the line looking for his first points.
Buckhart finally getting a well-deserved rest after being taunted by that press the whole game.
Ball gets bounced around off the glass, off the miss. Negron trying to sneak underneath. Right to Sokol, blocked by McCauley. And that ball went off of Iroquois.
Well, he was fouled after the shot there.
Yeah.
A little follow-through to knock him down.
They
finishing your check, Howie Meeker might call it.
They give the ball to Iroquois. Larzak to Negron. Donovan. Sokol.
Nice form on that jumper by the Sokol.
So Jeff Sokol picks up a bucket. 5'11", 185-pound junior. It's 81-45. Here comes Newman trying to get a bucket. And he does.
And that's brought the Lakeshore fans to their feet.
And a steal by Connors. And he double dribbled. Had to pass it off. Lakeshore trying to push their lead back to the 40-plus range. They're up by 38. Nice steal by Connors, but he forgot that he had taken steps, put the ball on the floor, and then took some more steps.
Well, he got a little excited.
Trying to steal from Negron. Right with the jumper. Rolls away, and there's Newman with the rebound. Outlet.
Newman playing his strong fourth quarter here.
To Evans. Connors wants to get on the score sheet. Knocks it around. There's number 34, Pete Van Sluten. Dan Wright. Wright in the paint, knocked away by Evans. Newman again, and here's Evans. He's going to take it all the way. And he's fouled by Dan Wright.
Well, Wright, I think, showing a little frustration there himself. He just went in the lane and got rejected after making some nice moves. And
not a good foul.
The other Bill Evans, or the Bill Evans, or someone named Bill Evans is at the line.
Now, I don't think they credited, oh, there they go. I was going to say, they didn't credit Lakeshore with that basket. Now they change it. It's 85-45. Evans trying to add to that total, and he does. So 86-45 as we wind down towards a minute in the fourth quarter. Safe to say we won't see overtime tonight.
Now, Lakeshore, not only are they big and they're starting five good, but they're a very deep team. Bill Evans, the one who didn't start, looks to be their seventh or eighth man, and he's a good ball player.
And while Newman has a little catching up to do, his coordination to his height, he does some things well. Nice shot blocker, and now that these reserves are getting their feet a little wet out here, the second half of this quarter, they've played very well. And that's why they're up by 41 points.
That's true. That has something to do with it.
Because the lead, if you remember, was cut to about 36, and they've reestablished it. Now it's 40 as Lerzak gets on the board with a free throw. That one goes off the back of the iron. Ian McCauley, they want to get him and Morderano a bucket each. Evans. McCauley. Morderano can't control. Ball goes into the scorer's table. Iroquois will take over with 38 seconds. Connors reaches around.
Wright's got to get his head up when he dribbles. He's letting open men go.
That ball thuds between the iron and the backboard, and the rebound is knocked away by Newman. The shot by Negron.
Newman, it's just become a dominating force in this game.
You can tell he's having a good time.
He's looking like the Ronnie Cycli of Western New York.
And there he goes again, and Morderano with the ball to Evans. 18 seconds, blind pass to Connors.
The ball.
Evans from three.
This guy's their eighth man. This is a hell of a team.
89-46, right from three. Morderano, Evans, 1 second. That's it, the game is over as Evans almost decapitates Connors. The final score, the Lakeshore Eagles 89, the Iroquois Chiefs 46. Well, Glenn, I think this is a game where the score is indicative of the play.
I think so. Lakeshore, just a bigger team, a faster team, and they know how to use it. They use their height to their advantage. They're a very aggressive team, cause a lot of turnovers with their size and their quickness on the press, and just basically dominated the whole game.
So a tough home finale for the Iroquois Chiefs. They fall to 0-11 in Division II play, 1-16 overall. Lakeshore trying to cement a playoff spot, 7-3 in the league, 11-5 overall. You see the score on your screen, the Lakeshore Eagles over the Iroquois Chiefs, 89-46. We'll be back with a final word. You're watching high school basketball on Jones Intercable.
Ava Gabor with a tip from your Better Business Bureau.
Darlings, do you remember a wonderfully funny movie called Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House? But what if you simply want to remodel the house you already have? Well, let me tell you a secret. The Better Business Bureau can help you with remodel care. Contractors in this program follow a code of ethics and ask your Better Business Bureau about remodel care. Darlings, it could be the key to your dream house.
Welcome back to the Iroquois Gym in Elma, New York, where we've just seen the Lakeshore Eagles defeat the Iroquois Chiefs 89-46. Steve Kachia, Glenn Locke. Glenn, this was a classic example of two teams headed in opposite directions. Iroquois plays a decent first quarter. Lakeshore got on top of them, and Chiefs didn't give up, but, well, Lakeshore's driving for the playoffs. Iroquois kind of ran for the bus.
Well, I don't think Iroquois ran for the bus as much as they just didn't have the firepower to stay with Lakeshore. Lakeshore is bigger, faster, deeper. Their 8th, 9th men were as good as most of the Iroquois starters.
You have some unofficial totals?
I do have some unofficial totals. The Lakeshore onslaught was led by Tom Cate and Bill Evans, the one who started, number 53, with 18 apiece, according to my calculations. Mike Falk chipped in with 16 and Matt Emerson 11. The Iroquois was led by freshman Mike Donovan, who did not start but played most of the game. Played an excellent game, played hard till the very end, and that's the one bright spot for Iroquois. He's going to be here unless he moves for 3 more years.
That gives something for Iroquois to build on, the play of Mike Donovan. One thing, though, that disappointed me a little bit about the Chiefs' play. Yes, they were smaller. Yes, they probably weren't as talented. But one thing that you can do is play aggressively. And I feel when they were going to the basket, they were timid. They weren't pulling the rebounds down forcefully enough. They seemed afraid.
Well,
they seemed afraid.
I think they were intimidated by the size. Going to the basket, they seemed to be looking at many times, where is my shot going to get blocked? And that was a problem for them. And the other weakness, I think, the thing they could have done better is blocked out a little better under the basket and caused those big guys to create some fouls, to make some fouls, getting the rebounds over the back, because it was a little too easy for Lakeshore to get second and third shots.
Yeah, they were a step slow with their move to the hoop, and I don't know if it was speed or as much as they were timid. They were looking for that guy that was going to...
Well, when there's 3-4 guys under there who are bigger than you can block your shot, I know, I'm a little guy who played a lot of basketball. You start looking around.
Okay, that's it here. For producer Dave Goff, technical assistant Charlie Moore, Tom Vetter, this has been Glenn Locke and Steve Kachia bringing you tonight's Game of the Week. Lakeshore, again, the final score. Lakeshore Eagles 89, Iroquois Chiefs 46. Join us Saturday night when the West Seneca East Trojans are at Lancaster. You've been watching this ECIC Division II high school basketball game on cable TV.